Christian Wells. I'm a professor of anthropology at USF. I research environmental justice, and I've been at USF for 21 years. So I'm the director of the Center for Brownfields Research and Redevelopment at USF. Brownfields are properties that have become contaminated or polluted because of past land use activities. And there are almost 1 million brownfields in the US. And over 50% of the people that live in and among and near brownfields are either African American or Hispanic. And what we've discovered in Florida is that brownfields are often the legacies of residential segregation by race. And so we partner with communities that have been racially segregated to address pollution and contamination issues, what we call environmental justice issues in their communities. I consider myself to be an applied environmental anthropologist, and I teach a lot of courses that deal with environmental justice and applied anthropology. So right now I'm working with USF environmental engineers, and we recently received a grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for $1.5 million to partner with the university area CDC, it's our nonprofit partner in the university area community, to look at the issue of pollution and contamination in and around stormwater ponds. Stormwater ponds are created to help manage all of the stormwater runoff to reduce flooding. But sometimes they can build up with a lot of pollution and contamination. It can be anything from nitrogen and phosphorus to heavy metals like lead and arsenic to even macrobotanical or microbiological contamination. And so we've been working with the university area community looking at contaminated stormwater ponds and partnering with communities to come up with sort of novel designs of green infrastructure to try to interrupt the flow of stormwater before it gets into the pond, and use some novel biological kind of materials to absorb all of the pollution and contamination in the water. Once the ponds are cleaned up, then we're looking to apply to other grants to build recreational facilities around them. We did this really successfully once at a place called Harvest Hope Park that now has a really clean and beautiful pond stocked with fish where people can go and recreate. And it's a really wonderful park and community garden. And so we're starting to replicate that model in other areas around the community. And it's really important for us that we work with the university area community, which is right next to USF, because we've really found that you can't have a strong university without a strong community, and you can't have a strong community without a strong university. Our fates are really tied together, and we believe in that really strongly. And so we've forged these kind of partnerships with communities that are near USF. The most rewarding part of my work is collaborating with community residents. And we've learned over the years that those that are closer to the problem are closer to the solution. And so it's always really wonderful to work with community residents who have really novel and interesting ideas and ways to address problems. But probably the most rewarding thing for me is having learned from working with the community that it's not always the best idea to focus on problems. It's a really good idea to find out what dreams that community residents share. And that really fundamentally shifts the relationship and centers it on transformation instead of more transactional kind of relationship and research. And so instead of doing research that focuses on problems, you're doing research that helps people achieve their dreams. And this is something that I call dream work. You hear the old adage, teamwork makes the dream work, but I think it's the other way around too. I think dream work makes the team work. So we also received $1.5 million from the National Science Foundation to work with another neighboring community, the community of East Tampa. And here we're working with environmental engineers to address stormwater ponds and other kinds of related environmental justice challenges. And so for this project, we're really focusing on redesigning and redeveloping the undergraduate engineering curriculum and exposing undergraduates in engineering to environmental justice issues. So we're having them take courses in anthropology on environmental justice. We're teaching them how to partner and collaborate with community residents, and we're teaching them how to do oral histories and listen to some of the older residents in the communities, and so they can have a sort of a long-term perspective on what the legacies of residential racial segregation are and how those over time have produced contamination, whether it be in brownfields or stormwater ponds. We are the Institute on Black Life at USF.